What's going on, Jets fans? Welcome into NYJ today. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the final video in the Keys to Success series with Volume 8, Team Leadership. Of all of the elements of the team that I've discussed in this series, I think that this may be the most important factor of all. The Jets need to have strong leadership on the football team to be able to guide this very, very young roster through the ups and downs of an NFL season. Who are some men that we can count on to do just that? Let's go ahead and get after it. Before we get into the video, I just want to ask you if you could please jet up the like button on this video. And if you watch the video and you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. It supports us and it helps to grow the channel. We would also like to remind you that we are giving away a free signed Wayne Chrebet mini helmet. We're going to give that away once we reach 1,000 subscribers. It is our thank you for supporting the channel. So why does leadership really even matter on a football team? Well, the easy answer is that bad leadership leads to bad football teams that lose games, close games in the NFL. If you have great leadership, it puts you in a much better position to be able to win those close football games and to overcome the adversity that comes in any NFL season. Losing streaks, injuries, that's what you have leadership for. And it's not just the coaching staff, it's not just the players, it's the whole organization working together to accomplish the ultimate goal, which is to obviously win a Super Bowl. Now, team leadership on this team, in my opinion, is even more critical when you consider the drastic youth that we have on the roster. 16 out of the 90 players, as of recording this video, 16 out of the 90 are 22 years of age or younger, which is the most in the entire National Football League, as you might guess. So it's a young squad with really, really young players, rookies, second-year players. So the Jets need these veterans on the team, the coaches on this staff, to help guide these young guys through not only what it takes to become a great football player, but how to go through an entire NFL season and NFL program and to have great success. And who better to start the video with than head coach Robert Saleh? When the Jets interviewed this guy and when they learned more about him by talking to other people around the NFL, they had to feel like this was the guy that they had to get in the building, not just because he's a great coach, a great teacher, a great mentor, a great leader. He's also one of those people that changes the culture. And so when Joe Douglas said, when he was hired as the general manager, he said he wanted to build the greatest culture in sports. It's a very, very big statement, and I don't think people refer back to that enough. Joe Douglas wants this to be the greatest culture in sports. He said it so himself. And so who better to have as your head man running the team than Robert Saleh? He is absolutely organized, detailed, smart. He earns the trust of the players. These players, they're ready to go to war for him, and we're not even in August yet. So by training camp, when we're in training camp time, he's gonna get these guys on his side of the fence, and they're gonna go to war for him. And so again, when you have a head coach, there's not one recipe that ultimately leads to success, because we've seen Bill Belichick, who's, not necessarily Mr. Sunshine and Rainbows himself, but he earns the trust of his players in a very different way, but very specifically, he earns their trust and he gets the most out of his players. So Robert Saleh is going to do the exact same thing, but just in his own style and in his own way. And I really look forward to watching how he does this, specifically during training camp and also in the preseason. It's going to be very, very interesting to see his growth and his own development as he becomes the face of the franchise. I believe truly that he is the face of the franchise, even above Zach Wilson at this current moment. He is the CEO of the New York Jets. Defensively, I don't think this team has any concerns at all in terms of leadership on the team. I think that we have Marcus Maye, who did an outstanding job of leading this football team last season in a terrible season, obviously, 2-14, and he never really wavered. He was never mouthing off. He never really complained to the media. I thought he did a tremendous job of really being a lead by example type of leader for this whole team and for the defense. And if you think back to that game versus the Las Vegas Raiders last year, where Gregg Williams dialed up a zero blitz trying to sack Derek Carr inexplicably, he should have been playing a much softer defense to prevent any deep balls getting behind them. Lamar Jackson got burnt by Henry Ruggs. The rest is history. There was a ton of scrutiny on Gregg Williams. And Marcus Maye, some people think it wasn't that big a deal. To me, it was a huge deal. It's very risky as a player in the National Football League to speak up against your coaching staff in the media specifically. And he was very direct to the media and said he did not agree with the play call. He thought that it was very unfair to the team. They had played their asses off. They were in a position to win a football game, and he did the right thing. And again, Gregg Williams was out the week after that, obviously. And I think that Marcus Maye at that moment became truly the leader of this football team. So I have no concerns with leadership on defense. When I think about Marcus Maye, I also think about CJ Mosley, who has been out for a long time. We all know the story. He got injured early in the 2019 season, and then he was out for the remainder of the year. And then he opted out in 2020 because of COVID. And that's his right, that's his choice to make. We get him back this year now, and it is like we are getting, a general in the middle of the field again. We've been missing CJ Mosley, and don't get it twisted. Just because I think, he might have some rust to knock off, there's no rust to be knocked off with his mind for the game and his ability to guide the players around him. So I have full confidence in Marcus Maye, CJ Mosley, in leading not only the defense, but the entire squad. With any young football team, there have to be young players that step up to become team leaders. And although it's going to take time, we know that you can't necessarily, expect your quarterback, your rookie quarterback, to just day one get up there, make a bunch of noise, call people out. Like, they can't do that. They're not Peyton Manning yet. They're not Dan Marino yet. They have to earn that trust, and they have to earn that respect from the players on the football team. But rookie quarterback, number 2 overall pick, Zach Wilson, has already shown incredible signs of leadership. And I don't want to hear anybody who's, going to be pessimistic here and tell me I'm looking too much into this. He's organizing the team to be around each other. The games that they've gone to the Isles, to watch the Isles in the playoffs, that is a big deal. Organizing the team to just get together and hang out at a hotel, that's a big deal to me. And more is to come. There's going to be more things like that on the horizon for Zach Wilson. He's going to keep this team tight and together to build chemistry and to build a relationship with one another, not just, coworkers, essentially. And also, when I think about Zach Wilson, I'm thinking about on game day. One of the things that kind of bothered me about Sam Darnold, and I'm just being really honest here, I never really saw Sam Darnold calling out another player on the football team. And that was even in year 3. So I'm not just referring to his rookie year. It would have been really nice if Darnold had stepped up and said, you know what? You ran that route wrong. I need you to run it like this next time. And here's why. Because the defender was showing this, and you should have, based on what that defender was doing, done this, etc. You know what I'm saying. Zach Wilson, I expect to, by mid-season, toward the end of the season, I want to see him start to show players on the team, on the offense, hey, here's what I saw. This is what I want you to do when that's presented on the defensive side. Mekhi Becton, Mount Becton, trending topic. You know all the names. This dude is a monster. And I do truly believe that this season coming up is kind of the foundation for the rest of his career. I believe that last year he showed a ton of signs for being a promising, very dominant left tackle. Now it's time to start stepping up and becoming a leader on that entire offensive line. Now I know he's only in his second year, he's young, but this offensive line truly has the chance to be one of the strongest, if not the strongest units on the entire offense. So when you talk about him potentially becoming a future Pro Bowler, annual Pro Bowler, you need your best players to become leaders. And my expectation is that not only Zach Wilson will take steps towards that this season, that our Mekhi Becton, our Mount Becton, he's going to step up this year as well, becoming a vocal leader and also the fiery leader. I feel like he has that in him, and I think that he needs to do that starting week 1 in the NFL season. All in all, team leadership really is going to be one of the most important driving forces in this team's success in 2021. And I feel like the better leadership that we get this season, it's going to help our young players to step up in years in the future to become those leaders for the even younger players that we get on this squad. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Were there any players or coaches that I left off that you feel like need to be included? Just go ahead and stick those in the comments below. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching NYJ Today. If you could do me a favor and jet up the like button on this video, and if you did enjoy the video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you guys so much for the support. Really means a lot to us. Hope to see you in our next Wednesday live podcast. Go Jets, and I'll see you guys next time.